Hey, what's up everyone? UrAvgWarGamer back with another video, and today I'm gonna be featuring a tier 10 battleship. Or what do I say? Because it really is a battleship at tier 10. But it's lots head cruiser. It's a Stalingrad, a tier 10 steel ship. Now we all know that. I think everyone probably know this Russian ship. It's been in the game for a long time, and I want to feature this video because I want to tell you the Stalingrad in 2020 still performs extremely well, even though it has got a change, which is a fire duration nerf, but it still performs amazing. Well, there's so many concerns by the players, especially with the release of tier 10 steel ship, the ShikiShima. We know that it's been released in 0.9.5 with a 32k steel, and people are thinking, holy shit, it's a new Yamato. Yeah, maybe I should go for the Yamato, and I can wait for Stalingrad. But to be honest, if I rate Stalingrad compared to ShikiShima, I would just say go for the Stalingrad, because it's just so damn good. Battleship guns, 305mm guns, radar, defensive AA, unfortunately not Hydro compared to Moscow, and a heal with a higher health pool than Moscow. It holds its HP pool far highest in the game, and of course its lesser brother Kronstadt is another battlecruiser at tier 9, which I will feature the video later of the Stalingrad. Both of them perform extremely well. Now it has strengths and weaknesses, and in this video you will clearly see that Stalingrad has clearly its strengths and clearly in its weaknesses. Well, it has 305mm guns, as you all probably know, and yeah, its accuracy along with dispersion and all that stuff, it's just disgusting. There's just no way of saying this. Every shot that you take on any cruiser or battleship, your dispersion is almost, you know, on the center. You want to get a hit reward, you will get it, because it's just so good. It's so powerful ship in that regard. But you can see my positioning. I take a central position because you can see we can manage to get some crossfires. I'm trying to take trying to hit Hindenburg, but somehow he managed to get away with his broadside. And I keep myself angled because Stalingrad is not good at, you know, taking damage. If you see this dispersion that I throw on the Kurfürst, you see this dispersion is insane, disgusting, and I done 14k damage in one salvo. I mean, we're talking about a battlecruiser, but it does perform like a battleship. I mean, if you have a Montana or any good battleship, you would have done slightly more, if not less. So yeah, you can do that in double the speed if someone show broadside. That's how powerful the guns are. It's tanky as well, but its concealment is huge. Like, the concealment is the reason why you should play at long range distances, because obviously Stalingrad has this amazing dispersion and guns and all that stuff that no one, even the Puerto Rico, doesn't have. But it has some fair bit of weaknesses. 9k salvo on Kurfürst, you can see that. Our Holland is struggling a bit against two DDs, which is the Shimakaze and the Holland. And I'm trying to help him by shooting the Holland. And so, yeah, I got 4600 salvo in the Holland, which is pretty damn significant for a DD. You can chunk down that hard with only AP. It's just the overpens that I did to him, not HE, unfortunately. Yeah, I saw the Holland and Shimakaze are probably in the smoke, so I'm thinking of radaring them. So I did radar them at the end. So Shimakaze is trying to reverse, and the Holland is also kiting away, trying to get out of the radar range of mine. So I tried to take a pot shots and the Kurfürst behind the island. I'm gonna get some damage, but it's not significant because the HE of the Stalingrad is not impressive, but the accuracy is so good that I have done like 9k damage with HE only. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, 9k damage with HE. But the AP and the shell ballistics of the Stalingrad, it's what makes the guns and the ship itself is amazing. I killed the ShikiShima and got the first blood, which is always good. I saw the Minotaur here, and because you know the Minotaur is very squishy. Yeah, wrong broadside. Don't give broadside to Stalingrad. One more thing. Somehow Minotaur managed to get away with that broadside, and I'm not able to do much damage. Because 16mm armor threshold, Stalingrad can overmatch, which is absolutely significant because you get a bunch of ships like Goldberg, Smolensk, Minotaur, etc., which is a extremely significant advantage for Stalingrad if someone show broadside like that. I take a shot on Hindenburg behind the island, and very unusual stuff happened. I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't happen a lot, but it happens sometimes, and there is a RNG in this game. Even the Russian ships have RNG, but not that much. The Hindenburg is trying to kite away, and yeah, you can see I'm trying to maintain the distance. If you see me in the minimap, you think, you're playing seriously passive, you're playing really selfish. But the Stalingrad asks for long-range engagements. You want to tank, but you want to tank on the right time. You have to make sure that you do damage, yet at the same time you don't get focus fired, because you are still a cruiser, BattleCruiser though. Hindenburg trying to kite away. I tried to take a pot shots, but I think the Hindenburg knows maybe, and he able to get away with it by returning right. And I'm not happy with that, because I want to kill him. Well, good part is we killed their 2 DDs, and somehow our Kremlin, which is Pinky Kremlin, is trying to get away and trying to survive, to be honest, on that absolutely dangerous position.
Fire on the target.
I don't know, but he's trying to survive by healing himself and all that stuff. Alright, talking about the guns and the Stalingrad. The Hindenburg spotted for a brief time, bowing in, and I know Hindenburg might show broadside at some point, so I pinged to that position where the Hindenburg was last found, and I want him to shoot. Somehow he shoots the guns, and he's looking someone else. So I take a time and shoot him, and look at that dispersion. Devastating strike. Hindenburg is dead, but getting blapped. You have to wait for a salvo in a Stalingrad. You cannot shoot like you want. I know you get a gut feeling that you might kill him, but timing is the right thing to do in Stalingrad or any battleship. But the Stalingrad is way more effective in doing these stuffs, which is impressive in itself. The railgun velocity with the dispersion and accuracy makes the Stalingrad absolutely insane when people show broadside, especially cruisers. Talking about my teammates, we lost 2 ships, Hindenburg and the Puerto Rico. Alright, one more thing. Talking about the crossfire, if you see, I ping on the crew first and told him to shoot the Moskva, because he's on a absolutely crossfire. He's crossfired by the crew first, which gives me the salvo to hit on Moskva. And look what I'm gonna do to him. The aim is perfect, and I got a massive damage. 4 citadels, and he's down to 4k HP from what, 42k HP? So I literally blapped him, but I missed my second devastating strike. Unfortunately, that happens. Alright. I take a shot on Smolensk, but he's somehow able to dodge, or maybe I'm very unlucky, because it's a Smolensk, by the way, a Russian ship. That is how it works in the world of Warships sometimes. Alright, if you see in the minimap, the enemy team is still on the BC, our air flank is clear, and there's a Salem on the E2 line, which is the flanking person, to be honest, and he's gonna try to flank me. I'm not gonna lie, he's gonna try to flank me. He's showing broadside, but I'm so tempted not to, turn my guns on the other side and miss the ships like Minotaur and Smolensk itself. So I didn't. You can see Salem tried to chuck me hard. Somehow I'm undetected, and that really helps me to kite back. Otherwise, I could have got citadels by Salem. But I am lucky there, which I'm really happy about. I saw there's a cold bird that is trying to shoot the guns, and I take a pot shots at him. Remember that the Smolensk has what, 16mm armor, and just like Minotaur, it eats a lot of damage. Just done 2 more citadels to Kolbert after the Moskva, and he's down to 9k HP. At the moment, Smolensk tried to, HE spam me. I try to kite away because that's what you should do if any light cruiser trying to spam you to death. Our Kolbert managed to kill our Gearing, which is kinda sucks, but on the other hand, I also able to kill their Holland. So now we have 8 versus 7 ships. So we are in the position, we have 740 points. We are very good in lead. Smolensk reversing and trying to farm me. I take a pot shots at him because he's trying to reverse, and somehow I managed to get some nice decent chunk of damage. So yeah, I got a citadel. Yeah, I'm not expecting that, to be honest, on a Russian cruiser like this. But you have to balance the balance, and Stalingrad is the way to go. Kurfürst is trying to kite away. Not the Kurfürst, I'm sorry. Thunderer. He's trying to kite away. So this is probably the second time after Kurfürst that I take a shots on a battleship, and I take a shots on Thunderer, 17.9 kilometer away. The dispersion looks okay, nothing very special. Sometimes it happens, but I managed to get a citadel and a warpen. So yeah, there's pretty decent damage. Thunder tried to throw the shells back, and he's somehow able to do 9k damage, which I can take it because I do have a lot of HP right now. At the moment, we are really good in points lead. I got some really nice damage, and I'm really thinking that we might win this game. And sure, I mean, everything is working perfectly fine. We have more ships, and I have my Monty there in the B cap. What could go wrong? But in a world of warships, if you start to think that you are winning, you are not thinking right. Citadel on the Kolbert, which is very unexpected, but I take it because it's the RNG, or it's maybe not the Russian ship, that's why. Moskva tried to push in, and now he is in a trouble because he overextended there pretty hard. Talking about the crossfire, Kurfürst and me tried to take on the Moskva, and Moskva got wrecked. This time he done the same mistake, and he got wrecked by Kremlin instead of me, because he's showing broadside, and the Kremlin back guns have killed him. Missed my 4th kill, but yeah, something have to be done. Notice there's a Monty that is getting farmed by Smolensk, and he got wrecked. Not by the Smolensk, there's also a Kolbert. If you're literally thinking that you can push on that B cap like this, then you are out of luck, my friend, because this HE spam can literally melt you in seconds. These 2 HE spamming ships, Kolbert and Smolensk, they are absolutely disgusting in their DPM and firepower, and unless you are aiming well and they're showing broadside, you actually can't do much about them, even in a Stalingrad. But there are so many ways you can get away with things, just like in this game. Salem is behind the island, and if you notice, our Moskva on the 2H line is AFK. Yes, he's AFK. He's full HP Moskva, and he's AFK at the wrong time. He got devastated by Salem, the only Salem in the flank. Yikes. Now we have lost basically 7 ships to 4. We're down to 4 ships now against 5 ships. So things started to look a bit troublesome. I have a fear that we might throw this game away, because yeah, after all, it's World of Warships, thinking man's action game, right? I tried to take a shots on Kolbert. Somehow we're lucky. I didn't able to manage to kill him. Well, Kremlin did try to shoot at Minotaur, and able to kill him.
Well done,
But on
Commander.
the other hand, he also died. Well, I'm gonna say one thing about the Kremlin. This guy is on the most ridiculous position, but he is the last guy as a battleship to die.
Teammate, I
He,
need
he,
your
he
support.
died extremely late, and he gives us a lot of time. So hats off to the Kremlin. Somehow he died. Now our Kurfürst too
I need
died,
intelligence
and
data.
even I'm telling that please don't die, because people have a habit of dying, especially the DDs, throwing the game away. Saddam is trying to cap A, Smolensk is trying to cap C, the Kurfürst might be
need
looking to
intelligence
push,
data.
and I know that Kurfürst might push, so Kurfürst is pushing on the B cap. Our Holland is pushing directly to Kurfürst, and at a fear that he might get in the line of Kurfürst's side. With this fear, I
need
ask
intelligence
the Holland
data.
to get away and do not push unless you have to YOLO, which I hope it's not the case in this game. Kurfürst, of course, is broadside. He doesn't know that I'm shooting the guns on him, so at the flat foot broadside with the amazing dispersion, I managed to get 13k salvo. So he's having 17k HP. Holland trying to top him, but at that area or at that range, he's pretty much angled, and yeah, he's trying to bow in to mitigate the damage, and he's 14k HP and somehow shooting AG. I think he lost the AG for the DDs, but since he didn't able to find the DD, he shoot the AG on me. Well, yeah. Then, of course, the Kurfürst is looking to hit me. Smolensk is trying to farm me, and I had a feeling that I might die. You see, in the game I've done 212k damage, and I also tanked 1.8 million potential almost, which is pretty damn significant. Well, it's not significant, but it's pretty good for a BattleCruiser like Stalingrad. I want to kill the Smolensk, but I'm really not able to do that, which kind of sucks. Because of course it's a very light cruiser, and yeah, it's having a hull like a DD, so it's not easy to shoot at 17.5 kilometers even for a Stalingrad. Notice that the Colbert HE spam isn't coming, and Stalingrad cannot take HE spam no matter what. There's just no way you can just HE spam able to get HE spam by Smolensk or Colbert. It's just so insane. We lost all the caps.
Attention.
Our Yu Yang
Reporting a
is
target position.
actually doing pretty nice, trying to block in one cap. We have 895 points, which at one point we have more than 895 points, and we are winning the game.
The ship is
And
on
now
fire.
it kind of feels like that our DDs and I myself will die. Well, the DDs are not getting spotted, but they're actually spotting the Colbert, so that's good for me. Colbert is low, and he's still trying to spam the HE, whole lot of HE on me. I try to aim well, but somehow, of course, the Colbert is juking hard, and I'm not able to get damage, the damage that I wanted. So he's still spamming HE till I die. I talk a lot of strengths about the Stalingrad, that it has a lot of strengths and it has so much firepower, and like with one salvo it can delete cruisers, outright delete cruiser like Hindenburg, Moscow, and even you have seen the Colbert. But when you start to see that much HE spam, there's no ship in the game that can survive.
All stations.
And my
requesting fire on the
potential damage
designated target.
from what 1.8 now literally got 2.8, so it's pretty insane. Somehow Colbert made a mistake and showed too much broadside to a Stalingrad,
Our victory is
and he
inside.
paid for it.
The ship is on fire.
Now of course Smolensk is
Problem
trying to
solved,
shoot
sir.
me, and of course it's going a lot of having difficulty shooting the
The ship
Smolensk
is on
here,
fire.
because I'm not sure what to do. I'm trying to kite away, but it's absolutely difficult to kite away because I'm border hugging literally and bow tanking. So I died as well. 39 seconds remaining, and of course the game ends because our DD managed to survive. finally, we won the game. And if you can see, First Blood, Devastating Strike, Confederate, High Caliber Achievement, which is pretty damn good. And of course, a decent 230k damage with a lot of potential damage that I found. I'm happy that we won the game at the end because I'm literally thinking at that time that we might lost this game. The game ends 3.4k base XP, impressive in a Stalingrad, but it can happen a couple of times if you have broadsides like this cruisers. You blab the DDs, you blab the cruisers, and you take pot shots on anything that's your broadside. So the Stalingrad is just amazing. I would even say it's better than Moscow because, well, Moscow used to have very good AP back in the days when it was released, but now the reason why they're removing Moscow and replace with Nevsky, because of this. It's not like Stalingrad, nor it's like Nevsky, because Nevsky right now is on whole another level. And of course the Russian ships in general, like the upcoming Slava. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this video, keep subscribing and keep sharing this video, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace out.